Hey you guys, what's up? I am so excited about today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing and swatching the brand new Urban Decay and Prince collection. This literally just got delivered to my doorstep like an hour ago. I did get this sent to me by Urban Decay and PR, so a huge thank you for sending this collection over. I am going to be doing two different eye looks with each of the palettes, so we're doing one look with the purple palette and one look with the black palette. I will be showing you guys close-ups and swatches of all of the shades in both of these palettes, and then close-ups of everything that comes in the collection. So really quickly, before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you would give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, let's go ahead and go through everything that comes in this collection. We'll do close-ups of everything. I'll give you guys the prices and show you guys swatches of everything as well. So first up, we're going to swatch the two eyeshadow palettes. These are each $55. This first palette is the You Got the Look eyeshadow palette. The packaging of this palette is amazing. I think it looks so pretty. And then here are the shades in the palette. There are 10 shades in this palette. It says it has shades from Pearly Cream and Sunset Gold to Deep Blue, Purple, and Black Glitter. So we're gonna first start out by swatching the top row, starting with the Matte Cream. Next up we have the shade Crystal Ball. Then we have this really pretty metallic gold. Wow, that swatched really nicely. Get Off. Okay, that one is gorgeous. Next we have another matte shade. All right, that matte swatched very nicely as well. Moving on to the second row. Next we have this kind of like almost brownish red shade. Okay, yeah, that is definitely a brown with a little bit of like a reddish undertone. Groovy Potential. That shade's very pretty. The Artist. That one didn't swatch the best, and it's pretty similar to the other shade, but it's a little bit darker. Bold Generation. Oh, that swatched actually very nicely. That swatched better than I thought it was going to. And So Dark. All right, so there are all of the shades in the palette. These shades look beautiful. I wish there were more mattes, but it is a really pretty palette. Next up, we have the Let's Go Crazy eyeshadow palette. Once again, we have this stunning packaging. And here's what the palette looks like. This palette has a bunch of beautiful purples and bluish shades. There's even like some pinks over here. So let's go ahead and swatch the top row. First, starting out with this kind of like matte pink shade. Get yo groove on. That one's kind of like a sheer shimmery shade. It's not like super metallic. When Doves Cry. Then we have this really pretty, it almost looks like a matte purple. I guess we'll see. It feels like a matte. Oh yeah, that is a nice shade. I'm curious how that one will blend though. Computer Blue. Moving on to the bottom row. First up we have this kind of like metallic pink shade. Ooh, that's really pretty actually. This next one looks like a duochrome. Yeah, that's definitely like a purple and blue duochrome. Baby, I'm a Star. Wow, that's very sparkly. Delirious. And Indigo Nights. All right, so here are all of the shades. This palette is also stunning. Once again, I wish there were more mattes, but there does seem to be more mattes in this palette than the other one, so I am happy about that. Next up in this collection, we have the Liquid Highlighter. So this is a liquid face and body highlighter. It says it's infused with shea butter. It's a universally flattering shade of liquid highlighter that blends seamlessly to illuminate the skin with a lightweight dewy glow, and the price is $32. So there's the highlighter. Obviously, it doesn't look very shimmery, so we're gonna have to apply this to the face and body and then see what it looks like. Then we have the Multitasker Brush, which is $28. Here is what the brush looks like. It says it's a fluffy, versatile brush that is densely packed with super soft vegan bristles and can be used anywhere on the face and body. So this looks like it would actually be a really good brush for foundation. It's kind of dense, but then fluffy enough where you could blend. Then we also have the All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. This packaging is stunning. It feels like expensive. It looks very nice. I love the packaging. So this setting powder is waterproof and mattifying, and the price is $34. It says it extends the life of foundation and makeup, blurs pores, and blocks shine all day. Then the last thing that we have in this collection are these two eye pencils, and the price are $28 each. First up, we have the shade called So Dark, which is a matte black. Once again, the packaging is so nice. And this is like a big old jumbo eyeliner. So there's the first shade. That is a very nice black. Then we have the shade When Doves Cry. This one is a matte white. I love a good white eyeliner. So there are both shades of the liners. So now that you guys have seen everything that comes in this collection, let's go ahead and move on to the demo part of this video. I'm going to be trying out literally everything that comes in this collection, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, so since we do have some face products to try out in this collection, I am going to go ahead and do my base makeup on camera for you guys. So I'm first going to be priming with the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. So for foundation, I'm going to be using my Pure foundation. And I do want to go ahead and try and apply it with the Urban Decay brush that just came out in the Prince collection. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of foundation on the brush and just start blending this. This brush is very soft. Okay, it seems to blend like very easy. So looking up close, like it is a little streaky, but I find that most brushes like look a little bit streaky. So I always like to apply with a brush and then go over with a sponge. But I feel like this brush is doing a pretty good job at applying the foundation. Like it blends really quickly. It's not the smoothest application, but it's definitely not bad. Trust me, I've tried worse brushes. So I went ahead and applied some concealer, but I haven't set anything yet because now I want to try out the liquid highlighter. I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit like on the tip of my sponge. Hopefully this is not too dark for me. Oh no. I think this shade might be a little dark for me, even though it's like a universal shade. I might just have to use it on the body. Anyways, I'm just going to start blending and see what this looks like. I don't really see anything, to be honest with you guys. Maybe this is supposed to be like just like a dewy product that kind of makes your makeup look dewy. I don't know, it's not really like highlighting too much. It just is a little bit dewy on the cheeks. The good news is it's not like disrupting my foundation or concealer or anything. Like it's not taking it off. It looks okay. It's very natural looking. Let's apply some. It says you can use it on the décolleté, which is this area. So I'm just going to like squirt some out and then blend with the bottom. I think this just might be too dark for me. I think that's the problem. I think that I'm just too pale for this product. So I can't really give like a real opinion on this highlighter because it doesn't really like do anything on my skin tones. So sorry about that. I can't really tell you guys whether or not I like this because on me it literally just looks like I'm applying like a darker foundation on my chest area. On the face, it like slightly gave my skin like a little bit of a glow, but you can't really see that much. So now I'm going to set my face with the setting powder. It's funny because I was just talking about this powder in my last video, which is my setting powder declutter video. I'm pretty sure this is the same like setting powder that they already have, just repackaged in the Prince packaging. And I personally really like the setting powder. My problem with it is that it kind of changes the color of your makeup. Like it's a really nice setting powder, but it's not really like translucent, so like all skin tones can't really use this powder. Like I'm a little bit light for the powder right now because I'm not self-tan, but as you guys can see, like it starts to darken up my makeup, so I have to make sure I apply this everywhere or I'm gonna start looking like patchy. So just keep that in mind. If you are like fair, you probably don't want to pick this powder up. And then if you have a deeper skin tone, I'm not sure if this would work for you either because it might change the color of your makeup. I like the powder, like it does a really good job at setting your makeup, but the color thing really bothers me because I feel like I start looking patchy if I don't set everywhere on my face. Man, I wish I was self-tanned right now and this powder would be the perfect shade. So now it's time for the fun part. I'm gonna be trying both of the eyeshadow palettes. So for the first look, I'm gonna be using the purple palette. But before I apply the eyeshadows, I am gonna go ahead and prime my lids with my P. Louise base, just like I always do. I think I might just prime one lid at a time because Then they start getting like creasy, and I like when my base is a little bit tacky. I just find that the shadows stick a little bit better. So I'm first gonna go in with this purple shade, and you guys know I like to do looks like this where I kind of just map out the shape of my crease with the darkest shade with like a little smudging brush, and I literally just draw the shape of my crease. This eyeshadow is going on very nicely. I think this one will blend pretty easily, hopefully. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it. Now I'm gonna use the shade Computer Blue, and I'm just gonna tightly blend this right above that purple. Once again, not gonna go too high with this shade. These mattes have really good pigmentation. And I'm gonna use the last like true matte in the palette, which is this kind of like light peachy pink. And I'm gonna very lightly blend this shade above the blue. This might have been a bad idea, but we'll see. So I went ahead and cut my crease off camera. Now we're gonna add some shades to the lid. So I think I'm gonna first take a little bit of the shade called When Doves Cry, and I'm gonna put just a little bit of this like right in the inner corner area. Now I'm gonna take this kind of like a duochrome purple and blue shade, and I'm gonna add this right next to the first shade, kind of blending them together. And now I'm gonna add the shade called Delirious. I'm also gonna add the white to the inner corner area. I really like this shade. So now I'm going to apply the white liner in the collection to the waterline. Then I'm gonna take the shades that I used in my crease, like the purple, the blue, and the pink, and kind of blend them along the lash line. All right, so here is eye look number 1 complete. I actually ended up liking this palette more than I thought I would. Just by looking at the color story, I wasn't sure if this palette was going to be one that I would like, but I actually really liked the way that the look turned out, and I'm excited to try some other looks with the other shades in this palette that I didn't use for this look. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the other eye. So once again, going to prime with the same primer. So now I'm going to be using the black palette, and I'm first going to take the shade So Dark, and once again I'm going to do like the same style eye look. So I am going to just kind of messily, is that even a word, map out the shape of my crease again. Since this is a black, we don't want to go too high or too close to the inner corner with this shade. Now I'm going to take the shade called Love to the Nines, and just going to once again tightly blend the next shade along the first shade we put down. So since this like cream shade is the only true matte left in the palette, I think I'm going to take mostly this shade and then mix a tiny bit of the last shade together to create like a lighter but darker than this shade. And I'm just going to lightly buff this right along the line where the last shade kind of ends. So once again, I went ahead and cut my crease off camera. For the lid, I'm first going to take the shade called the Crystal Ball, and I'm going to put this right in the inner corner area. These shimmers in these palettes are like so good. Now I'm going to take these two beautiful gold shades, first starting with the lighter one, and I'm going to put the lighter one like in the center of the lid, and then of course I'm going to blend that with the first shade I put down. Then I'm going to add the darker one to the outer part of the lid. Now I'm going to take the shade Crystal Ball again, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner. Now I'm going to take the black liner and apply this all on my waterline. Very black. I haven't worn a black eyeliner in the waterline in a long time. Now I'm just going to use like the same shades I used in my crease and kind of blend these along the lash line. Alright you guys, so here are both of the completed eye looks. Honestly, I'm like super happy with how they turned out. At first I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about the palettes because there weren't like too many mattes in them, but I am like really pleasantly surprised and I really love how both of the looks came out with both of these palettes. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the quality of these as well. Like there wasn't a whole lot of fallout. There wasn't like any fallout at all with the mattes. There was a little bit with the shimmers, but it was just easily wiped away. One shade did kind of leave a little bit of like a shimmering on my skin, so you might want to do your base makeup before eyeshadow with these palettes. As far as the other stuff, I would say that the eyeliners are both really good. Urban Decay has amazing eyeliners. Like I always love their liners and the packaging of these. Oh, so pretty. I already love this powder, but I can only use it whenever I am self-tanned, as I said, because it does change the way your makeup looks. Like it does darken your skin. So if you are fair like me, this might not work for you. And then anyone who's kind of like light to medium would probably be able to make this work. I'm not sure if deep skin tones would be able to make it work without it like lightening their makeup or changing the color of their makeup, but honestly I'm not really sure about that. But I just know for super fair skin this does make your face look a little bit darker, but I really love the powder. The liquid highlighter, I don't know how I feel about this. Like I feel like it did give a nice like glow, like not like a glow, more like a dewy look to my chest area and like a little bit on the cheeks. Obviously I applied a powder highlighter after, so this is probably like my least favorite thing in the collection. I'll kind of tell you guys what I like the most and least out of the collection. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this was my least favorite thing that I tried out from the collection today. And probably next would be the foundation brush. I just have so many brushes. This was a good brush, but if I had bought this collection with my own money, I would not have picked up the brush. But it is a really nice brush. Like it feels heavy, it blended really nicely, but I personally would not have bought this with my own money if I had purchased this collection. Next up would be the powder. As I said, I really like the powder, but I don't like it that it changes the color of my makeup, but it is a really, really nice setting powder, especially if you want your makeup to be like matte all day. It's super good, great for oily skin. And then next would be the liners. Urban Decay, as I said, has amazing liners. Like their liners last so long. They're super creamy, super pigmented. They stay so nicely in the waterline and they just like glide on. I love their liners, so I really enjoyed these a lot, and you can never have too many black or white liners. I really like the white one because I love the like bright look in the waterline. And then obviously my favorite thing in the collection are the palettes. Honestly, I don't think I can pick one palette over the other. I will say though that I was not expecting to like the purple one just by looking at the color story. Like I thought I would like the black one better, but the purple one did like pleasantly surprise me. I like how the look turned out. It's not like my favorite eyeshadow look, but I think it is fun. It kind of reminds me of like cotton candy. I thought both of these had amazing quality and the packaging is just stunning. So yeah, that is everything that comes in the Urban Decay and Prince collection. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be picking up anything from the collection. Let me know which eye look you guys like better. I always love to hear your guys' feedback. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also make sure you have your notifications turned on, that way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. All you have to do is click the bell next to the subscribe button and then you'll receive a notification every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.